one of the first times I invited friends to go to one of my mics. So I started in Amsterdam. Doesn't matter really, but some of my friends went, and it was my first 8 minute set, and it was my first bomb too. So like for 8 straight minutes, I just ate it. I just bombed. And by the end of it, it was worse because these three Dutch dudes came up and said like, "Oh, that was great," and I was like, "Well, you didn't laugh like a single time," and it was just bad because my friends were there, so they were just giving me the, "Yeah, that was great," and I was dying inside.
I feel like I've seen some crazy ass things at suburban mics. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it just draws them out there. I don't know.
The crazies will come out to the suburbs
Curious,
to do the behavior they feel like they can't get away in woke Chicago.
Of course.
They'll be like, we're gonna go out to the middle of nowhere and then we can get away with some shit. The American mind.
So definitely the mic that sticks out to me is I moved to Chicago and I was like really excited. I moved here for comedy, and I was hitting up some of the alternative comedy spaces and I was doing well there, but I really wanted to like do well with like the broier spaces, and so I went to this open mic that was very broy. I did like a decent first time there, and then I kept going and I kept just doing bad over and over again, and eventually I was like, at this, it's maybe my fifth time there, I was like, I want to do really well. I want to do really good. And I got really nervous, and I went up and I told my first joke, and it fell flat. It just bombed. And I started getting like really, really anxious. I've bombed a bunch before, but this time was just like super anxiety filled. And I was just choking. I was bombing. I tried my second joke, just nothing was working. And eventually I just throw in like a throwaway joke to cut the tension. It was like, oh, this is doing so bad, I'm going to go home and like kill myself. It's like a, stupid joke. And then when I said that, I'm bombing, I'm already anxious, some woman in the back, I don't know if she's a comedian, I don't know if she was just one of the only audience members there, she just yells like super loud, she just goes, hack. And and from there I just crumble and I just make it through my set, and it sticks with me. And at the end I literally apologize to everyone. I'm like, I'm so sorry for doing so bad, thank you so much. And I just basically never went back. And right after my set I was like, well, maybe the room was bad. And then Dan DeSimo went up like right after me and killed. And I was just like, oh man, Chicago can be tough. It can be tough for sure.
I have a confession. That was me.
Yeah, I know.
Hack. Yeah, I was gonna say abuse.
Yeah.
I did a mic where I was the only woman, and every guy just went up and was just talking shit about women. In like the most disgusting, like they just felt like they had license to do it, and there was absolutely no respect that I was there. Like they didn't care. They were just going to say what they wanted to say. It was really uncomfortable, and I ended up leaving.